Hi, I'm here for the next part of my top 50 favorite superheroes ranking. Number 30, Magic from the X Men franchise. I really enjoy her. I feel like she's a very sassy character, incredibly stylish, really fun to have around, really adds a lot, and is incredibly memorable. 29, Emma Frost. Also from the X Men franchise. Really enjoy her. Really cool character, incredibly stylish, brings about a lot of nice entertainment to X Men stories. 28, Chase from Paw Patrol. Really cool leader for the Paw Patrol, has had really good storylines and has been one of the more complicated characters. I really like him. 27, Sky, also from the Paw Patrol. Really lovable character that's really gone through a lot. A very nice character that's had a lot of great moments. 26, Rogue, another character from the X Men franchise. Rogue is a great character. She's particularly great in X Men Evolution, in my opinion, and she's a really interesting character. 25, Jean Grey, also from the X Men franchise. Uh, Jean Grey is a really great character that's had a lot of really good storyline. She's been very compelling in a lot of different things. I really enjoy the character. 24, Carolina Dean from Runaways, and 23, Nico Minoru, also from Runaways. Two characters that have a lot of very interesting interactions with each other and a very emotional connection that really helped Runaways stand out to me and helped Runaways become one of my favorite Marvel things. And there are other good characters in Runaways, but it's Nico and Carolina particularly that really elevated Runaways and made it such an interesting show for me. I really think that they have a beautiful connection that I love seeing so much. I would love to see more of them. 22, Batgirl, who I think is a lot cooler than Robin. Batgirl has been great in a lot of different things. She is a wonderful character, very important to the Batman franchise, and has really added a lot. And I feel like there's been a lot of Robin stuff. I feel like there needs to be more Batgirl stuff. 21, Supergirl. A character that has a lot of the same great qualities as Superman. I do think there is enough to her to stand out uh, from him, even if a lot of why I like Supergirl is a lot of why I also like Superman. But she's definitely a really good character. 20, Sailor Moon. Character I certainly like for nostalgia. Sailor Moon was very big for me getting into anime, and there was a time where I loved Sailor Moon so much, but there were some things that I think ruined Sailor Moon for me, particularly Sailor Moon having Minnie Moon for a daughter, who I think is one of the worst fictional characters of all time. Um, and there was some stuff in the storylines and the tone that I really didn't like in Sailor Moon. But Sailor Moon herself, I think I'll always have a soft spot for the huge nostalgic memories that I have, and for Sailor Moon helping me become such a huge fan of anime. 19, Marshall, my favorite member of the Paw Patrol, a really funny character. I think the jokes about him are very consistently entertaining. I think he's a very lovable character. 18, Aquaman. One of the more entertaining DC superheroes. For a long time, I considered Aquaman to be underrated, and I feel like he has gotten a lot more popular in recent years, and I think that's great. Aquaman is a very nice character. 17, The Flash. Really fun character. Often brings about lots of great comedy relief. I think that the Flash show from the 1990s is really good. Love John Wesley Shipp as the Flash. And Flash is often a really fun character in Justice League stories that really stands out. And the Flash, the 2023 film, is one of my favorite films, even though a lot of why I love it is because of Batman. Flash is hilarious in the movie, though. Uh, 16 Space Ghost, a character that I felt had to be in the ranking for nostalgia. I loved watching the 1960s cartoon show. I watched Space Ghost Coast to Coast so many times. And I haven't thought about Space Ghost as much in recent years, but I never stopped liking Space Ghost. He's such a cool character. Love his design. I love a lot of the humor about the character. I feel like there's still a lot of room for a great Space Ghost cartoon show or movie that is more serious that could still be cool. And I would also think that another comedic Space Ghost could be fun. But even if Space Ghost never gets anything in the future or nothing too huge, I think I'll always have a big soft spot for him. 15, a character that used to be much higher in my rankings from when I was a kid, that would be Spider Man. A character that used to be right up there with Batman for me, for my favorite superhero. And I really like Spider Man. I love Tobey Maguire as Spider Man. A lot of the Spider Man cartoon shows are a lot of fun. There's been so many different adaptations of Spider Man, and I enjoy most of what I've seen. I don't feel as emotionally connected to Spider Man as I used to, though, and I kind of realized that a lot of the reasons that I personally love Spider Man, a lot of it came from the more superficial stuff, even though there have been some stories that I do have an emotional connection to when it comes to Spider Man, particularly Spider Man 2, but a lot of why I enjoy Spider Man comes from stuff that's a little more on the superficial side. Some of the drama with Peter Parker, some of it is great. Other times, I feel like it's stuff that I'm not really in the mood to see. So I don't feel as strongly about Spider-Man as I used to, but he's still a character that means a lot to me. 15 could seem really low for Spider-Man, considering I think he's right up there with Batman for being the most popular superhero. So I think he'd be in a lot of people's top two. But I don't think that 15 is bad. For a ranking where there's 50 characters and they're all characters that I like, so I don't think 15 is anything to feel like Spider-Man needs to feel ashamed about or anything. But 14 is Wolverine from X-Men, and I am such a huge X-Men fan. And there are a lot of times where I feel like Wolverine takes over the franchise too much, and I want to see other characters get explored. But it's not because I don't like Wolverine. I love Wolverine, and I think that he has been one of the most consistently good characters in the franchise. I feel like he deserved a high spot, and I do love most of the things where he is the lead character, even though I do think that other characters deserve time to shine, but I still feel like Wolverine being in 14 makes sense for how I feel about the character, and I think that he's great. But I do hope that future X-Men adaptations give the focus to Cyclops and some of the other characters. I don't want Wolverine to be in the background or anything, but I don't think that he needs to be the main character of another trilogy or something like that. 13 is Sailor Venus from Sailor Moon. I did like Sailor Venus more than Sailor Moon. Um, and I thought that she was such a fun character. Arguably has the best hair of any fictional characters. There's also that to her. And she's just a really nice character that I have very nostalgic memories about and wouldn't be this high otherwise. And I would love to see Sailor Venus be on her own in a show and or a film. If that ever happens, Sailor Venus could potentially get higher, but I don't think that would happen, but it's a cool thing to think about. 12 is Larry Boy from VeggieTales, and Larry, the best VeggieTales character, has had several episodes and even his own little superhero cartoon show where he was the superhero Larry Boy, so he definitely counts to me. Um, Larry is such a lovable, fun character. I think one of the reasons why Veggie Tales is so popular and why it has been so successful is because of Larry. Because I feel like there is genuine entertainment in Veggie Tales. There's lessons that are very emotionally impactful, but Larry himself is such a fun, enjoyable character that I feel like it's something that can be enjoyed by people that want to have some nice, fun humor, and when it comes to Larry Boy, some interesting superhero stuff. So I think that um, Veggie Tales really works because of Larry, and I am religious, so that likely helps, but when it comes to Larry, he is a character that I genuinely enjoy, and I think that even if I wasn't super religious, I mean, if that happened, I likely wouldn't have seen Veggie Tales, but if I did, I think that I would still like Larry. 11, Inspector Gadget. Consistently hilarious character. The formula of Inspector Gadget is pretty much the same thing, and there is a certain comfort to the familiarity. So Inspector Gadget might not be the most exciting character because of that, but he's a character that I feel like I can rely on to be hilarious and lovable, and I really enjoy him a lot. So Inspector Gadget's a great character, and you can let me know what you think of the ranking.